Am I the asshole for sleeping with my ex to hurt my husband, only to discover he'd already moved on with my best friend? So it had been a while, but welcome back to another section of Reddit's Am I the Asshole? Right off the bat, yes. But let's continue. I ruined my marriage on purpose. And my husband already had a replacement lined up before I even realized what I'd done. So you sleep with your ex and you don't realize what you've done? 3 weeks ago, my ex sent me a text out of nowhere. We dated for 2 years before I met my husband. The breakup was mutual, nothing messy. The text said he missed me and wondered if we could talk. I screenshotted it and showed my husband that night while we were watching TV. My ex texted me, I said. Says he misses me. Why are you so, nonchalant about it? Says he misses me. You're married. Grow up. My husband glanced at the screen, then back at the TV. Okay. Honestly, yeah. What were you expecting, to be honest? I feel like that would be my reaction to, a guy tells me, my ex texted me, says she misses me. I'd be like, okay, good for you, good for her. Why do I have to be concerned about this? You should not. That's it? Just okay? Bro, thank God for therapy, because this would have been me a few years ago, and thank God I'm just seeing that and I'm like, grow up. Grow the f up. He shrugged. What do you want me to say? Same, bro. Same. I don't know what I expected. Maybe jealousy, maybe anger. Something that proved he still cared. We had been married 4 years and things had gone stale. He worked late constantly. We barely talked anymore. I felt invisible. Instead of trying to get a reaction, why don't you simply talk and express what you are feeling? Hey, I am feeling left out. You're not spending as much time with me as we did before. Just be direct. Talk to him about it. What if I wanted to see him? I pushed. My husband looked at me then. Really looked at me. His face was completely blank. Then see him. That would be my reaction. Go. Do you not want to be in this relationship anymore? I'm not gonna freaking insist. I'm not gonna beg. Again, thank you, therapy. You're serious? Follow your heart. Bro, yeah. Instead of having a mature conversation, you're just insinuating that you would go back to your ex. Go back to your ex. Then he went back to watching TV like I hadn't just told him I was considering my ex. You did that to yourself. I was furious. What kind of husband says that? What kind of wife says that they're considering going back to her ex? Let me put it that way. I wanted a reaction. Of course you did. I wanted him to fight for me. Instead, he acted like he didn't care if I left. Have an adult conversation. Do not try to get a reaction. That is not going to turn out well. So I texted my ex back. We met for coffee 2 days later. Girl, he looked good. He asked about my marriage, and I told him the truth, that it felt dead. Why are you telling that to your ex and not to your husband? Talk to your gosh darn husband. Since she's not saying, we have had this conversation before, I am going to assume this conversation that she's having now with her ex, that she should have had with her husband, has not happened. He remembered things about me my husband had forgotten. My favorite coffee order, the book series I loved, small things that suddenly felt huge. I feel like every single thing I'm going to say is just have this conversation with your husband. We met again and again. Each time I'd come home and my husband wouldn't ask where I'd been. He'd just nod when I walked in and go back to whatever he was doing. Bro, the husband is a champ. I would not have been that nonchalant. Last week I crossed the line. I feel like you crossed that line from even replying to your ex's message, but okay. I went to my ex's place and we slept together. I felt disgusting afterward, but also triumphant in a sick way. I'd finally done something my husband would have to react to. Instead of having the adult conversation, hey, what is going on between us? How can we fix this? You go and you have with your ex so that your husband reacts. Okay. Very mature, very sounds like these persons should have definitely been married in the first place. I came home at midnight. My husband was still up, reading on the couch. I slept with my ex, I said. He closed his book slowly, looked at me. I know. You know? How do you know? You're not subtle, he said. You've been trying to hurt me for weeks, and you just let me? You wanted to leave. I wasn't going to stop you. I waited for the anger, the pain, something. His face showed nothing. What did you expect? You tell the man you want to go back to your ex, you do exactly that, and you expect him to... What? That's it? You're not even going to yell at me? What's the point? He stood up. I'll sleep in the guest room tonight. We can figure out divorce details tomorrow. He walked away, just like that. I'd blown up our marriage expecting fireworks and got a quiet exit instead. Honestly, that's like the best thing you can do. Some of these people just want a reaction. She wanted a reaction. Honestly, oof, incredible. 2 days later, my best friend stopped returning my calls. We'd been close for 6 years. She knew everything about my marriage problems. I'd cried to her about my husband a dozen times. When she finally texted back, she said she needed space. Wouldn't explain why. Honestly, I'm team husband right now. Let's see. Because if the husband had been cheating before this did, I will be team nobody. Because I also think this is very immature. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Yesterday, I went to our favorite restaurant to clear my head. The place my friend and I always went to for drinks. And there they were. My husband and my best friend, sitting in a corner booth, laughing. Her hand was on his arm. He was smiling at her the way he used to smile at me. Burn! I stood there frozen by the entrance. My husband saw me. He didn't look surprised. He didn't look guilty. He just gave me this small nod, like we were strangers passing on the street. You blew up your marriage. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. My friend saw me too. She had the decency to look uncomfortable, but she didn't move her hand. I turned around and left. I sat in my car for an hour trying to understand what I'd just seen. Then it hit me. The way he'd been so calm about everything. The "follow your heart" comment. The complete lack of reaction when I confessed. He'd already moved on. Probably weeks ago, maybe months. While I was busy trying to hurt him with my ex, he was already building something new with someone I trusted. I drove to my sister's house and told her everything. She just stared at me, as would anybody, to be honest. You cheated to get a reaction and he'd already checked out, she said. He could have told me. You could have not slept with your ex, she shot back. The sister? My family found out over the weekend. They're split. My mom says I should have handled things better. My dad won't talk to me. My brother called me selfish. They all think I destroyed my marriage for attention. You did. But here's the thing. My husband never said he wanted out. He never fought for us. He just let me spiral while he was apparently getting cozy with my best friend behind my back. I confronted her last night over text. She said nothing physical happened between them until after I confessed to cheating. She said she'd been his shoulder to cry on for months. That he'd talked to her about our problems. That she didn't plan for feelings to develop. My husband won't answer my calls. His lawyer sent divorce papers this morning. My best friend blocked me on everything. My ex stopped replying after I told him I'd made a mistake. I'm sitting here in my sister's spare room realizing I'm the villain in everyone's story. You are. I cheated first. I threw away my marriage testing my husband, but he gave up on us and started something with my best friend while we were still married. You cheated while you were still married. Everyone keeps saying that what he did came after, but it doesn't feel that way. So am I really the one in the wrong here? Yes. But I still need the information that I said. Did they ever have a conversation? Did she try to talk to him? Did he try to talk to her? Was there an attempt to communicate and express and just talk at all? Or were they just being immature and like just straight up gave up on their marriage quietly, and then this whole thing just happened? Like, that's my question. And since when had the husband been involved, like, emotionally with the best friend? These are questions that I do have. Let's read some of the comments. Yes, the grass is not greener in the other side. It's greenest where you water it. You burned your grass for a reaction. Yes. People think that love and good relationships just happen out of nowhere, and they are built and they take work. Like, loving someone should feel good, but it doesn't mean it's easy. There needs to be some effort involved. What your husband and friend did was absolutely nothing compared to what you did. You tried to test/hurt your husband and got burned. Good. You could have told him exactly what you told us. I feel invisible. Then elaborate on that. What you need, what you feel, what you think. You had your friend as a shoulder to cry on. Who was your husband's shoulder to cry on? Well, her friend, too. They said nothing happened with them until after you admitted cheating. I tend to believe them unless you have proof that you didn't share with us that they did cheat. The main thing is, your marriage was doomed from the start. Both of you absolutely suck at communications. Exactly my point. You should have been talking to each other instead of your best friend. If you two had communicated, none of this would have happened. Exactly. Both you and your ex-husband need major therapy. Your ex-friend could probably use some therapy too. You are the asshole. But your ex-husband and ex-friend are far from innocent. This is a situation where everyone involved has a good amount of blame. Exactly. I love it when there's a good comment that expresses exactly what I've been feeling and thinking while reading this whole entire situation. I feel like that perfectly sums it up. Apparently there's like a YouTube video with all of the other updates. That kind of makes me feel like this was fabricated. Still interesting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want more content like this one, please leave a like and a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I shall see you on my next stream or video, whatever happens first. So love you so much. See you later. Bye.
Makes you think I wouldn't know.